What's up, money growers? Jacob back here with another video, coming to you guys today to help you with something and really just give some ideas that you can use for people, who are really in the beginning of either trying to build credit or fix bad credit or things like that, because there's lots of there's no shortage of information about credit, right? And ways that you can fix your credit. Some, depending on what you have, some are easy ways to fix things. There's some hard ways to fix things, right? Some things take more effort than others. People are always looking for like loopholes and that kind of thing. So if you want to call these loopholes, hacks, tips, tactics, tricks, advice, whatever you want to call it, for helping you get your, fix your bad credit or increase your credit score, these are some things that you can use. So I encourage you guys to do even more research on top of this. If you're watching this video, you're probably in the early part or in the early stages. So I'm gonna give you some ideas. If you take these ideas and run with them and it helps you build your credit, hey, awesome. I will be very happy for you. I'll also be real happy if you subscribe to the channel here, because channel's growing real quickly. You like that segue? The channel's growing very quickly here as I'm doing at least 2 videos a day here for a while. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying making this. I'm enjoying helping you guys out. So go ahead and subscribe. And if it helps too, then hey, hit that thumbs up button. So let's talk about the first thing, okay, that you can do is oftentimes, people don't realize this, but because they hear of credit and they hear of applying for, a credit card or a loan, any kind of product, right? Where you hear about getting a hard inquiry or a soft inquiry, right? Hard inquiry, soft inquiry. You hear about those terms, and I didn't know this either when I first started with credit. There are credit cards that you can get with no credit check. There's ones where there's no credit check at all. So obviously, if you've got bad credit, that can be something great for you. So there's no shortage of cards you can find that are, no credit check. Some people like the Tomo credit card. There's also the Grow Credit MasterCard is one. There's also Open Sky is another one. It's Open Sky secured Visa credit card. There's Chime Credit Builder. There's also Go2Bank secured credit card. So, they're all going to offer, different things. So, with a secured credit card, you're generally not going to get the same kind of rewards and things like that you would with an unsecured, but you're just starting out or you're just starting over with your credit. So there are some pretty good options you can do. I'll even throw you guys, I don't know if you call this a little bonus or just a little extra. Another option that's very popular is Self, or used to be Self-Lender. Now they're just called Self, that you can do. So that one is really popular with a lot of people because you can start it with just 25 bucks a month. And you can go short as 1 year or up to 2 years. But you can do just 25 bucks a month with Self-Lender to help, build your credit. Because what you'll do is you'll, apply for the credit builder account. There's no hard pull on your credit, okay? And then as you pay off your credit builder account, you're gonna pay off your credit builder account in the specified amount of time. So again, I think the shortest is 1 year and the longest is 2 years, but you set that time frame. So, and you can choose the payment term and dollar amount that best fits your budget, so you have flexibility with that. So if you are really tight on money, then you could just do 25 bucks a month, So at least you have that option if you're in that position. If you can do more, then you can do more if you would like. And then, each on-time monthly payment is gonna help you build your credit history. So the more on-time payments you show month after month after month, that is going to definitely help. And then your on-time payments that you show monthly, they're actually reported to all 3 credit bureaus. So, they're the big 3, right? Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So, you're going to be building some credit with them, and you're going to show month after month all those on-time payments with all 3 of them. So it winds up, being a good way to at least get started and, start building that credit, or again, building back that credit score if you had a low credit score or if you had, you have no credit. And then, once you pay off the credit builder account, your CD will unlock, right? And then, the money's yours. So there are fees associated because, they do have to make some money. Self-Lender does have to make money. So there are going to be some fees, right? You are going to pay some interest. But, if you're in that position where you're starting over, then it can be a great option for you. So it's just another option you have. I would encourage you to take a look, whether it's Self-Lender or Chime or some other secured credit card. You do have options, okay? You probably have more options than you realize, even with bad credit, and it's a bad, I've been in bad financial spots before, okay? A lot of us have been there in our lives. So it's not a fun place to be, but you can get out. It is gonna take time, and you can get out of that situation though. Now, the second thing you can do, for some people, and actually it's kind of like a hack to go to this, or some people may call this a loophole if you just if you think about it a little bit, is a secured loan. So you can get a secured loan, right, which is just like a secured credit card where it's your own money you're putting in. That's why it's secured. So it's secured because it's backed by your cash, okay? Unsecured is when the bank gives you a credit card, they say, we'll let you spend this amount of money, but you have to pay us back. So basically they're giving you the money up front, and then they trust that you're gonna pay them back. Whereas a secured card or a secured loan, you're putting your money into an account, and it's your money you're paying back is what it is. So you could do that with like Navy Federal. They have the pledge loan. And last time I talked, I heard one person did tell me that it was that they did get a hard pull, but when I was talking Navy Federal over with the reps, more than one rep has said, no, there's no credit check on it. So, and actually you have better chance of getting approved for that than with the N Rewards secured credit card. Because if your credit's all messed up, you actually can get denied the secured credit card by Navy Federal. So if you have no credit, then you'll probably get approved. But if you've got really bad credit, they can definitely deny you for the secured credit card. But as I've talked to them and learning, I had been informed that but with a secured loan, like almost no one gets turned away for the secured loan. And that's another thing you can do with that is again use that to start to build up some credit if you're coming back from bad credit. Now, one way people can actually like double dip on this, and this is like I said, if you want to call this a loophole or a hack, it's a good way that you can actually really maximize your money, because what people will do is they'll take like a pledge loan for say $250, and they'll set it up for like 6 months of repayment. Well, they'll put in the $250 for the pledge loan. Right away, they'll pay off say $225 of it right away. And then they'll set up auto payment for the last $25 that's in there. And what they'll do is that way they'll pay off the loan in say 6 months or whatever the case is. They'll pay very minimal interest on their pledge loan, but they have 6 months of payment history now that they can show. And also what you can do is after you make that first payment of $225, you can take that, and if you want, then you could do it right away. You could wait a little longer. It's up to you. You can take that same money and then go apply for the N Rewards secured credit card. So you can actually kind of double dip with that same money, where you can have the loan that you're paying back, all $5 a month. And then you could take the $225. You only need $200 as initial deposit for the N Rewards secured credit card. And you could do that. You could put down $200 on this N Rewards secured credit card, be able to get approved for it. Now you've got two. So now you got your credit card and you got your loan. So now you've got two things that are going to go on your credit report. So you can keep building up from there. Now, the third thing you can do that can actually help you when it comes to repairing your credit or increasing your score and that kind of thing is actually ask for a credit limit increase or apply for another credit card. Now, unless you have like major spending problems, then you wouldn't want to do this, okay? But there's a difference between you having a bad credit score because you were recklessly spending, especially if you haven't learned from that. And there's a difference between that and then your credit was bad because you had an unfortunate incident happen. You guys injury, you had medical bills pile up, or you lost your job, or something like that ruined your credit. Or you were just in the past you were dumb using credit cards and that kind of thing, but now you're like, okay, I can't do that anymore. So if you can manage that well, you get another credit card, or you can get a credit limit increase on your card. Then that can definitely help your score, because it might seem kind of backwards that someone who's had credit problems, that them having more money would help increase their score, but it definitely can, because your utilization rate is going to be better if you manage it well. And then when the credit card company looks at your credit report, they view you as being much more responsible with handling your money, because on paper they see maybe you used to have, just a $3,000 credit limit. And that was all you had available. Well, now say you open up another card, you get another $3,000, and you now have $6,000 of available credit, but you're not spending a bunch of extra money. Maybe at $3,000 available here, and you always, you spend about $1,000 a month, you pay it off. Well, now you have $6,000 available, but you're still spending just $1,000 a month. So you're using less of the money available to you. So they're looking at you like, wow, this guy can handle his money well. He's got all this money available, but he doesn't even need to use it. So whether that's a credit limit increase on the one card you have or getting another card, that's something that can wind up working towards your favor big time when it comes to building your credit back up. And then the fourth and final thing you can do is get added as an authorized user on someone else's card who's got perfect payment history and length on their credit. So they've had, their credit account has been open for you know, several years or more. Okay, the longer the better with that, and their perfect payment history. And you want this because this will show up on your credit report. Okay, so now you can ask friends or family to add you on one of their credit cards for free. You know, usually friends or family will do that for you. But if you can't do that, or if you get your friends or family aren't, you know, they don't understand it and they don't want to do it. There are companies that actually broker trade lines, and you can actually buy a spot on someone else's. So, you know, it is possible to do that. I think I've seen them for, there's a whole bunch of companies that do it. Oftentimes it's going to be, you know, a couple $100s, and typically the older the trade line is, and obviously the older the trade line is the big part, and sometimes the higher the limit they have, right, it's going to cost more. So sometimes it could be over $1,000 to be on a certain trade line, but oftentimes, you know, for a couple $100s, I think I have seen some around places for like just over 100, somewhere in that ballpark. So you have that option though, but you do have risk because, you know, typically the person, I mean, if they've built out this credit for any number of years, are probably going to be okay. But if they do screw up, and they do, you know, have a late payment or something like that, it's going to reflect on your credit, okay? So there is some risk in doing that. But that's why it's got to be someone you trust or someone who's responsible, and you know they've got a history of paying on time, and then, you know, they've got a good length to their credit. So, and lots of times these companies that broker, they're going to filter those people out anyway. Like, they're going to be looking at that. But it's just something you want to know if you're going to go to an individual and ask an individual. You want to have some trust in them because they could hurt your credit again, and you don't want that. So those are some of the loopholes, some of the tips, some of the tactics that you can use. Again, research these, look deeper into them, look more. You have options available to you. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the world of credit that you can learn, and you know, and I'm always learning too as I'm going through this, right? Like, you go through and you learn more and more and more and more. You've got so many more choices than you realize because, you know, we're not taught this in school. Most people are not taught this in their household growing up. So if you got comments, anything to share, please put it down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear about it. That's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you again soon.